there, good buddy. It's your old friend Clayton Patterson. We're here with 161 Essex, holding down the fort. And today we have a special guest. We have Blue Boy.
Blue Boy for Lower East Side, 8th Street, Avenue D.
That's right, Lower East Side is in the house. And we also have Cochise.
Amen.
Cochise was the president of the Satan Sinner Nomads. And we're here gathering up the history of the Lower East Side. That's what our purpose is to do today. And so, Cochise, you want to kick it off?
I just want to say that it's a pleasure to have you here, Blue Boy. You know, you're a legend out here in the Lower East Side, and we're waiting to hear your story.
I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Okay, just to start it off, the way I became familiar with Blue is that one day LA2 Angel Ortiz came by and wanted some help. So we started talking, and really he's Keith Haring's partner. And if you really look at the artwork, you can see that he did a lot of work with Keith Haring, and he was cheated out of his credit. If you look at the Whitney book and the Deitch book, the big thick books, you'll see a lot of images in there that are angels, LA2s, and he didn't get credit for that. And then eventually, we did a show with a little, like a museum, City of New York. It was about this big, and on the front it said Keith Haring Museum, City of New York. And if you look at the vase, it said LA2, LA Rock, TNS, which was his crew. So it was all LA2. So my purpose was to try to get him help. And so eventually, after Keith died, LA2 got into a little thing, and then he was a little depressed. So he eventually married this lady who had a son that was about the same age as he was. And so he became Blue Boy's stepfather, and Blue Boy was his stepson. And then he kept in touch the whole time while you were in jail. And so we went up and visited you one time, and that was really interesting.
Yeah, that was definitely a pleasure for you to come and see me, and it was nice. We got a chance to talk, get to know each other better, and you wanted to know more about my history from Lower East Side, because at the time you didn't really know who I was from down there, but I was from down here, and Angel was a good friend of my family, so got together with my mom, when she passed away in January 2011. But it was a pleasure to meet you at the time. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. I think you were in the box at the time, right?
Yeah, I was doing the box for murder of Larry Davis.
Okay. And
I don't really want to get into that whole story.
No, that's fine. We won't get into that today. I think that's been covered by a lot of other people.
Yeah.
But I know Cochise is interested in the like the Wild Ones. That was part of you were part of CBS. Is that correct?
The Wild Boys.
Wild Boys.
Yeah, I was never part of CBS. I just knew a lot of them.
Oh, okay.
Like Ralphie,
Right.
the DJ now, Negrito, Hawk, Rico. I knew most of them dudes from the neighborhood. I used to live on 3rd Street before I moved, before I was living in 8th Street.
Oh, whereabouts on 3rd Street?
I was living on 3rd Street on the corner of Avenue C and 3rd. Right across the street where they used to have the jewelry store.
Right.
It's no longer there, Pepe's Jewelry Store.
Right.
They don't got that there no more. Yeah.
Was that the same Pepe that moved to Clinton? And
Yeah.
Okay. So that was another corner spot. That was a famous jewelry spot.
Right, and then he moved uptown now. So
okay.
they got a jewelry store uptown.
Okay.
But yeah, he was. I had bought a couple chains from him when I was younger, so I knew basically about him.
And then Cochise, tell us about the. Cochise did the book Street Gangs of the Lower East Side.
Yeah, which is a book that actually you encouraged me to do when I was doing time, when I was in Clayton Correctional Facility. Is when I began to write, actually from Sing Sing, and then I finished it when I came home after 18 years, and then when I came out, Clayton had it published. But what I wanted to do was preserve the history of the gangs that were out here, because to this day a lot of people don't know about the history, And when Clayton told me about Blue Boy, I said, I've heard of that name. I've heard of that guy. Mm-hmm. You understand? And then he told me about your history and your connection with LA2. You understand? And we came to the conclusion, we looked at each other and said, that's a real gangster, you know? And I know you're trying to chill right now and everything. You want to make a positive difference in the life of family members and the youth out there. But with you here, we can also preserve that history that once existed out here in the Lower East Side.
Yeah.
Like the Wild Boys. A lot of people don't know nothing about the Wild Boys.
Yeah, and I got mad newspaper clippers on
Yeah, and those were dangerous brothers right there, man.
Yeah,
You know?
right there. Yeah, the dude I used to look up to the most out of everybody that I had mad love, respect for, Macho.
Macho. Everybody knew Macho. They feel that guy.
Yeah, he was the dangerous
Yeah.
dude. He did a few. He did a.
He
a
did
few
the shit
out
out there, and yeah, he paid for it. But
Yeah.
he's a legend though. He's one of those Lower East Side legends.
I still got mad love, respect for him. No,
Yeah.
I was away when he got killed because I was
Right.
away for 39 years.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people that got killed, I was already in prison for. You know what I'm saying? But he was the dude that I looked up to him, and he was a fighter.
Yeah, he was.
You know what I'm saying? We lost good ones.
Yeah.
And, Pistol P, not
Mr.
the one
P
from the
was
Bronx.
another one. No, from Avenue D.
That's right, Avenue D.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We had Pistol P, we had God Over, we had
Got
Booney.
over, yeah. He was an original. He was dark skinned.
Right.
Brother. He was an original TWB.
Right. The original was Booney, God
Boney,
Over,
yeah.
Leo 12. Those were originally dudes that started that. At first, they started off with 3D. A lot of people don't know that. They started in 3D. And then they flipped over and changed their name to the Wild Boys. When I came home from the juvenile, when I came home from Gosha, I became a Wild Boy. You know what I'm saying? But I tried to start my own thing. They didn't want to do that. I started Little Wild Boys. And they said, nah, you can't do that. You didn't even ask nobody nothing. But usually that's what I always do anyway. I'm like a rebellion type of dude. I always try to, I go against the odds, but
Yeah.
they told me I couldn't do it. But so they said, come with us and shit. And that's how I ended up being TWB with Macho, Little Leo, my man Chico that got killed on Rikers Island on December 26, 1986. So he got killed in Rikers Island. He took somebody's chain, and the dude caught him, hit him with a mop wringer, and stabbed him with the stick, the mop stick. Ended up killing him, you know what I'm saying? Another strong dude, you know what I'm saying? It was a lot of good people there, you know what I'm saying? We all stuck together, even when everybody else wanted to flip on us. Because at one time, they were trying to start a united force type thing. All the little small cliques, the crews, they wanted to make a stronger force because at the time, Allen Boys was terrorizing the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? They was, a lot of people don't like to admit to that, but there was a lot of jealousy involved with that. You know what I'm saying? But that was the reality of it. I've been to war with them. I got shot by them. You know what I'm saying? So I knew a lot of them too. You know what I'm saying? Even now, I respect generals. I respect men. They stand real. You know what I'm saying? No matter what they flag, what they down with it, and do real. Gotta give them respect, especially if you keep it official. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have no hate against none of them dudes. You know what I'm saying? What happened back then happened. Like I said, I've been gone for 39 years, so a lot of the things that I seen and been through when I was younger, I don't have that same animosity or that same hate. You know what I'm saying? I outgrew a lot of that because I was young. You gotta remember, I went to prison, I was 16 years old. You know what I'm saying? I came out when I'm 56. You know what I'm saying? So, only thing I knew was prison. So whatever my experience was in jail. So like a lot of them guys, when they did come in, when I was on Rikers Island, 83, I should look out for anybody from Lower East Side. Didn't make a difference what they was flagging. They was from Allen Boys, Smith Boys, Die Hard, Pit Boys, whatever you want to call them, HBO, Homeboys Only, CBS. If they was real, I kept it real with them. But if they was one of them type of dudes that still was trying to bring that thing from the street into the jail, then I dealt with it. You know what I'm saying? I had a strong force in Rikers Island. Back then I was running with a lot of Brooklyn guys. So it wasn't too many Lower East Side guys that was real crazy like that in prison. I tell dudes all the time, it's easy to shoot a dude from 2 blocks away.
Yeah.
But when you got to smell a dude's deodorant, it's a whole different ball game. You know what I'm saying? A lot of dudes ain't ready for that. You know what I'm saying? So, they end up being victims. You know what I'm saying? And I refuse to become a victim. I said that in one of my old interviews that either 2 things happen on Rikers Island. You either become a victim or you become the victim of, the victorious of everything. And I couldn't allow myself to go through that because, it makes sense to make you a tough guy out here and then you go to jail and you want to put your tail between your legs.
Yeah.
That don't make no sense. You should have been the same way. You know what I'm saying? But, but like I said, there's a lot of history in Lower East Side. We never preserved it. We never kept it tight. You know about Harlem. You know most of the guys in Harlem. You know about dudes in Brooklyn. You know dudes in the Bronx. But where's the Lower East Side history? Where are history in books where we can say, and I'm not talking about these books these police wrote, like Rambo, he wrote a book, Alphabet City, and this other dude that wrote, these 2 detectives that wrote the book called Rock Solid on my man Tito Lopez. Where's the books that talk about us?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I appreciate the book you made, because they broke down a lot of things.
Thanks, Mike.
Broke down a lot of things a lot of people don't know. And one of my, I was checking, and the dude, he got a website, an Instagram, talking about Lower East Side gangs and all types of gangs, Bronx, Brooklyn, all over. But he had wrote me, he said, I seen a newspaper clipping of you when you got arrested.
That's King Class.
Right. Yeah. So he sent me a little thing, sending me the newspaper clipping. He said, I didn't want to share it with nobody because I didn't know if you want me to share. I said, my man, everybody know about me already. There's nothing that they don't know already. I said, you should have just let it out so that people could know that I was part of TWB too. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't just, I only been 2 things in my whole life. Well, 3. You know what I'm saying? I was 5%er. I was TWB. I was Machitero, and I'm Crip. You know what I'm saying? So those are the only 4 things I've been in my whole life. You know what I'm saying? I never wanted to stop being TWB. I always tell dudes, when you from Lower East Side, you ask me, I used to be TWB. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes, like I said, there's not too many history on that. It's not, Clayton, he got a great thing with all these bags of dope, you know what I'm saying, that, with the stamp still on it. I sold drugs for a couple of them people, you know what I'm saying, but I was young, naive, I didn't have the intelligence I got today. And they, you get over. They buy you a pair of sneakers, give you a little gold chain, put a little money in your pocket, and you think you're somebody. But in reality, we was nobody, you know what I'm saying? You was just a picture. You know what I'm saying? These dudes getting millions off of us.
Yeah.
You out there 3 or 4 in the morning, you know what I'm saying? Out there from all the way from the afternoon, out there going crazy, trying to get rid of their stuff. And you only walking away with $300 or $400 a day. Which it might be a lot to a lot of people, but at that time, it was a lot to me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't look at it all the way, because you got to remember, I started selling drugs when I was 12. You know what I'm saying? And I was, like I said, those are history things that we never follow up with. Somebody should have wrote all that. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, your book is great, but it should be more into that. It should be a lot more, because it's still a lot that people don't even know.
Yeah, there's a lot more history.
A lot more,
All those gangs that you mentioned, they're true. They're legendary clubs. The 3Ds, the Third Dimension.
Yeah.
You remember the Santana brothers?
Yeah, Johnny Santana, Ray Santana.
Right.
Yeah,
These guys were,
they were terrorists.
they were terrorists on the Lower East Side. In fact, they lived in the project where Freaky Fritz lives.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, they were terrorists. But see, if you're going to go talk about them, you got to talk about Moose, Stoney,
Batch.
you know what I'm saying, Batch. You got to talk about a big man with all the tattoos. These dudes were professional stick-up kids.
Yeah.
They were, well, I can't call them kids, but you know what I mean. They used to go to dudes and tap their packet. Yo, what you got? Let me get all that. And dudes would give it to them. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of, like I said, there's a lot of things a lot of people don't know. The shooting galleries. I've been to all those shooting galleries. I used to sell in the shooting galleries, sell the needles for $2 and rent you the room for another $3. So $5 for the whole thing. And they had shooting galleries all over this whole neighborhood. You know what I'm saying, at the time. Every time you go somewhere, you find a bunch of needles everywhere. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, those are things that people don't talk about.
What years would this be about?
Oh, you talking about anywhere from the 70s all the way to the 80s, so I went to jail.
Yeah.
You gotta remember, I was at 12 years old. I went to Spofford when I was 9 for pushing my teacher down the steps down here in Pier 64. You know what I'm saying? The old 64, not the new one, because 64 moved to 6th Street, but the old one on 9th Street. That's a classic. I don't know why the people let it close down. They can use that as a museum.
Right.
Because so many things happened there. Just like now, you got the 9th Precinct. You know, that's an old classic precinct. That precinct been there for years.
Yes.
And I would never think in all these years that I've been away that they would have a precinct on 8th Street.
Oh, yeah.
Right on the corner of Avenue C. I would never think that. Because that whole block was a drug-infected neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was selling drugs right there in 8th Street. That was like, you go down the hall in the abandoned building. You know, I was telling Clayton a couple of days ago about a lawyer. He got arrested and then he went to prison. But he's a cop every morning. A clock every morning before he come. 8 bags.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They used to take the 8 bags with him. And then one day I seen him in court. I got caught with a pistol, 25 automatic. The gun didn't even work that good, but I got caught with that. And I seen him. I said, "Oh, what you doing there? What happened?" And I told him what happened. He said, "Don't worry about it. I'll get you out of here. Just remember me when you go back to the block." You know what I'm saying? So, but like I said, there's so much history down here that we don't preserve it, man. We should preserve it. We should scream it out, let everybody know. Oh, man, we here. You know, we in the lower.
Exactly.
We've been here. You know what I'm saying? And you got many gangsters going back in history. Lucky Luciano was here. All them dudes. My man, the Chin. You know, he was down here, all through down here, walking around in his bathrobe, acting like a bug out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You had the Hells Angels here. You know what I'm saying? You had the newcomers. Real live motorcycle gangs. You know what I'm saying? You had a lot of good people down here, too. You know what I'm saying? You had the people that were struggling. They opened a lot of these gardens. People don't even talk about that.
They even had young lords, yeah.
Yeah, the young lords was down here at one time. We had it all. You know, we had so many things down here that people just keep forgetting about that. You know what I'm saying? And it's sad because we're supposed to preserve that. We're supposed to be happy and proud that we part of history.
That's right, Lower East Side. And also, I think in '64, Lynn Stewart was a librarian there.
Yeah.
And then that's where she met Ralph, who she eventually hooked up with and married. And Lynn Stewart went on and became an accomplished lawyer and helped a lot of people out.
Yeah. She was my lawyer.
Yeah.
You know, she was my lawyer in my case. You know what I'm saying? She ended up being a charge for me, and I ended up blowing trial, and I ended up getting 25 to life. But, you know, she was a good lawyer, and she stood up for everybody from Lower East Side.
Right.
You know, that's why they didn't like her, you know what I'm saying? Because she stood up for the poor. And she, you know, they looked at her because she was representing killers, drug dealers, no-name drug dealers. I can name 100,000 of them. They was known down here. They was doing their thing, you know what I'm saying? There's a few that I would never want to name because they still out here, you know what I'm saying? But we had our own legends of drug dealers down here. They control a big percentage of New York, that they was down here too. You know what I'm saying? You know, they were doing their thing. They had control in the Bronx, you know, just in the brand, like Checkmate. Checkmate wasn't only down here. Over the Black Sunday, that wasn't only down here. And you had some crazy names, like Poison, Toilet. You know what I'm saying? How you want to with the toilet? You know what I'm saying? You know, and then you got a bag that says Poison. How you sniffing at the bag and telling you it's poison already? You know what I'm saying? But those are like legend things. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Did you ever run into the Hitman?
Yeah, you talking about the Hitman Squad?
Yeah.
Yeah, I ran all of G, Taxi. My man that got killed, Apache, he was one of them. Little G, there's two G's.
Right.
It was Big G and Cojito G. You know what I'm saying? He was messed up, he had his leg messed up. Got shot with a shotgun back in the days. Listen, every gang down here at that time knew who I was. You know, because I hung out with a couple of them dudes. Like I said, it didn't matter to me what you was claiming. If you was a man, you know. Even back then, I had a little bit of more principle because the people that I ran with, some of the adults that knew me, they used to try to school me. But, you know, sometimes things go one ear, go out the other. You think, oh, I know it all, you whatever. But as time goes along, you realize they giving you wisdom. You have to sit back and really analyze what they're telling you. Because if not, you become a statistic out here. You know what I'm saying? And even now, I come on from come after doing that time. Some people don't forget the things I've done. You know what I'm saying? And I don't try to glorify nothing I have done. I hope that when people listen to this or hear or see me talking, they don't think I'm glorifying anything. I'm just giving the facts. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully that somebody or somebody young that's acting that way, think about it for a moment. Damn, this dude did 39 years. Yeah. You got to remember, 39 years when I was 16, these people lose you in jail. Then when you go there, you got to step up to the plate. You've been incarcerated, you know how this goes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got to do that. They do foul things, and then you think that they forget about it. They go back and go in prison. Then you got to get busy there. And the possibility of you getting a new charge in there is greater than none. You know what I'm saying? So you got to think about that. And a lot of people don't think about that. They think, oh, this is easy. I go in prison, I rep. Nah, that don't happen like that. That's the reality. You know what I'm saying? And like, you lose more than you gain. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to say that, but that's the reality. You know, I lost my mom, I lost my father, and I wasn't there for my sons. So,
we're trying to be here for you, Blue.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
It's hard. It's hard.
You know, there was a reason I bring up the Hitman, because the Hitman, Little G, we actually, Cochise and I have done some of this history. Like, we did some of the Allen Boys, David Guns, Lefty. We've done Little G and people like that because we're trying to preserve all this history, and we'll get to MK in a minute. But the Hitman, Little G, had shot Mickey the Pope.
Yeah.
They were trying to because they were trying to extort him.
Yeah.
So what happened is the Pope wasn't into it. So they shot him 5 times, and he survived. But so one of the things I want to do for a little Lower East Side history, because Pope, before he died, we took care of him before he died, so Pope was important to me. But Mickey used to try to sort of not do money, right? So he tried to create his own system.
Yeah.
And he was like, did the first major marijuana above delivery service.
Yeah.
And he had done it in Amsterdam. He's actually kind of credited for bringing it above ground because they always had pot and that there. Mm-hmm. But he just went to all the clubs and sold it, and brought it wide open. Then he got shot there and he came here. So this was a $100 chip. Mm-hmm. And this was done by a woman called Linda Twigg, who made these clay chips for casinos and that, and she made some for Mickey. So I wanted to give you this chip. Mm-hmm. So this is kind of a memory of the Hitman and a memory of Mickey.
Okay.
So that's for you.
That's classic.
That's classic Lower East Side history. It's very.
There you go. The classic Lower East Side.
There you go.
Real chip.
A real chip.
A real chip. And then
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yep, my pleasure. And we made these little things for the Pope of Pot. These I made Elsa. We made the big hat for him to wear. And so you have one of these. So I want to give you one of these for your son too, because it says Mickey the Pope.
Oh,
So there
all
you
right.
go.
Thank you.
Very good. So speaking of that, I want to see if any of these bring up any memories. Let's take a look at some of these without. So this is. I'll turn this around this way, and we'll see what we got here. Had a guy who was a bank robber. He was going to jail.
Yeah.
So I got this set from him, and you can see they got double A. Okay, actually, Mercedes-Benz. Bad Boy, I think that was 11th.
Yeah. The Bluebird. I remember those.
Okay, these are all the different Bluebirds and things. I actually have another book that has Toilet and the other ones in. This was a one that came after that one.
Yeah.
We can look at that one.
Yeah, the Beetlejuice. I remember that.
Remember Beetlejuice?
Yeah.
Black Horse,
Yep.
Black Dot, Bulldog, Blue Eagle. Let me, Calvin Klein.
Yeah, but all those
These
came
are
after.
90s. Okay, let me go take a. You guys talk.
Here go classic. DOA. The classic right there.
Right.
That was all over the jail.
Was it?
In prison, what? that was the favorite thing in jail. That came from the Bronx.
Okay, and then we have Drak Pack. That was big down here. Dragon 1, Dragon 3,
Devil's Bag.
Devil's Bag. You want me to go get the one with toilet?
Yeah, get the classic
All right.
one. This
You can keep looking at that, and I'll go get the other one. Sorry.
these are,
There you go.
these are all classic. You looking at
All
these?
classic dope bags, yeah. Back in the days.
Yeah, it's extra power. You remember that?
No, I don't remember that one.
Yeah. Classic right here. Look, Forsyth. That's another one.
They used to go walk down the streets and pick these bags up.
I know. He crazy, man. But look, he preserved it.
Even Anthony Bourdain
Yeah.
looked through these books and brought them back memories.
Yeah, you can never forget these things here. You know, I remember the good time. It's crazy. You know, this is history for real. Can't forget things like this. Look, see that now this Gucci turn. I wasn't out for the Gucci. That must have came later.
Wow.
GQ, I remember that. Cause you know some of these things end up in prison too.
Yeah, a lot of it.
Yeah. Let me see. You got a couple of newspaper articles about drugs.
The drug war is worse. Yeah.
That was another thing. There was a lot of wars going on about them drugs.
That's true.
We lost a lot of good people behind that. Come on. Well, let me move this. Give you.
Okay. Switching horses. Okay.
Put this here.
Yep, that's good, thank you. Yeah, so this is, you know, if you look at the whole heroin thing, like I say, most people talk about, ask most people, the largest population in Harlem that bought drugs were black people, basically. Down here, and then you got up there the American Gangster, Nicky Barnes, you have all of these movies. But down here, there's nothing.
Yeah.
And down here, we had Wall Street, we had Chinatown, we had Little Italy, we had Greenwich Village, we had the two bridges, we had the Lower East Side. So this was probably the largest commercial drug area in the world, and there's nothing on this history.
That's what I'm saying. That's why it's sad.
It is sad.
Listen, Louis Guzman. I don't know if y'all familiar with Louis Guzman, Chico.
Right.
He ended up, it was Speedy and Lipo. Lipo got deported. He's in Dominican Republic. But when he got out of prison, they deported him. They were the ones that was around for killing a lawyer. You know, they all got caught up in that lawyer situation when the lawyer got killed. But they made a big article about Louis Guzman because he was always in trouble. In that article, it talks about all that. It talks about the Lower East Side.
Really?
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the library and look it up because I remember most of the articles.
Okay.
But it's a big article. Got Louis Guzman sitting in Rikers Island, and they interview him. And then John Johnson, he made an article dealing about the Lower East Side. You know, speaking about the Lower East Side and one of his documentary, and explaining that how the war was going on down here with the Dirty Dozen, the Allen Boys, the war with TWB, with the Smith. It talked about all that, you know what I'm saying? He went into all that stuff. But that article I'm talking about with Guzman, it talks about how the pressure point came about, how this was a notorious neighborhood in the Lower East Side. It was involved with all types of drugs down here. It was like a drug market down here at that time. Because you had every brand of dope down here.
Right.
Everybody had their own different brand. You had Coke 45, all of like D57, Toilet, Poison. You had Executive. You know,
Some of those lasted for a long time, like
Yeah.
from the 80s into the 90s.
that's right. You got Checkmate,
Yeah.
Blue Thunder.
Blue Thunder, of
You know what I'm saying?
course.
That was Eric, you know. But it was so much drugs down here.
And also you had Little Italy right there, and you had Chinatown right there.
Yeah, but Chinatown, we used to go to Seward Park with a lot of guys from Chinatown. And this is where the connection came with Chinatown and us. And then they started helping us out with the drugs too.
Right.
Because that's where China White came into effect.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And this is incredible how many people don't know about these type of things.
Like I interviewed this one person I know that he was going to junior high school 25 over here.
Yeah.
And then so he was meeting the Chinese in junior high. So he became the first Puerto Rican to sell fireworks on Canal Street.
Yeah.
Because that was all Italian.
Yeah.
So let's see what's in this little goodie.
Yeah.
So this is, let's see what we got.
Yeah, you go. Those are the classic. Black Sunday, Black Monk, the Cobra. Yeah, those are classics right there.
Yeah, Black Sunday, yep.
Executive, look. Executive.
Right.
Classic. Those are real classic ones. You know,
Then we got Special D, that was big down here.
yeah.
Knockout,
Yep. Blue.
Blue,
Yeah. The Red Star.
Red Star, Solid Gold,
Solid Gold.
On the Money.
Yeah.
Another Blue,
These are classic right here.
DOA,
Yep.
Checkmate.
Checkmate. There you go.
There you go.
That was a major classic right there. Coke 45. You know, Allen Boys was involved with them dudes.
Okay.
Yeah.
COD, Godfather,
Yep.
Double X, Black Stars, Black Magic,
Yeah, Black Magic was another known one.
Magnum 44, Poison.
And Poison, there you go. Now look at that bag. Will you want to kneel with a bag like that? He's telling you, man, this is Poison, my man. TNT. That was a classic.
Red Star, Green Star, Try Me, Mr. T.
Yeah.
A lot of them took
Look at this one. You know what I'm saying? All classes. These are all classes.
Postmortem.
See, this type of thing belong to a museum.
Yeah.
You know, because this is part of our history. You
Yeah.
know, this is where we became, you know, This was a known neighborhood because of that.
Scarface,
Yeah.
La Tumba, Smurf.
Macumba's the one that got killed.
Really?
That was his dope. Macumba. He got killed in FDR Drive. There's a
Red
lot
Devil.
of. That's definitely classic. They go Poison again. Look at this.
Yeah, 7 Up.
Yeah, 7 Up. That was
Wow,
another.
I remember that.
Yeah, you remember 7 Up? That
Yeah.
you know where they got that one from?
Where?
From the movie 7 Up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why they.
That was one of 1970s classic movie. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a classic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The best is that East Side Harlem, West Side Harlem chase. Where
Right.
they chasing through the car.
With the cards, yeah.
Yeah, he pulled out the shotgun and blew the hood of the car.
I remember that movie. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
classic.
It's up there with French Connection.
Yeah.
The Rock, that place was famous.
Yeah.
Good and Plenty, Smokey.
Look, white tape. You know what I'm saying? That was a classic.
Excel. I heard
Yeah.
about that a lot.
And look, you got Night Train.
Night Train. Solid Gold, Rock,
Double D.
another Double D,
Yeah.
Cartoon, Goofy, Rainbow.
Look at this. Avenue D, 4th Street.
That's right.
You even got the foil.
Yeah,
He even got the foil bag.
Alcatraz.
Yeah.
That was a brown door, 619 11th Street.
Yeah. I remember that.
$10 tins.
Yeah.
Caesar, more Red Star. Guilty,
Look, they even made DMC.
DMC.
You know what that is stand for?
No.
The Department of Men's Correction.
Oh. Tagger. See, that was probably Chinese, right?
Yeah. But look at the bag you got here. That's the classic right there, brown bag.
Brown bag.
Look, Red Apple. My man went down with his crew. The Red Apple.
See, then you had the pyramid pack, so that was the fold-up paper.
Yeah.
So you had the pyramid packs. That was nickel or baby.
But like I said, man, you got mad history there.
Yeah, and this is a quarter.
Yeah.
Southwest Chicky.
They go Poison again.
Yeah, Poison again. Buddha.
Stingray. That was a classic too.
Blackjack, DC.
Mm-hmm.
Badass. Dollar Bill. Let's see, we got Don D. Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's see. Elegant.
COD.
COD.
I seen a lot of those in jail.
Really?
Yeah.
Super 16. Citibank. Red Seal. Okay, Smoked Velvet.
Look at this one. Low East Side.
That's right.
It's crazy.
Blackbird.
They come up with all these names, right?
And one of these is in, I have it in the Museum City of New York.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, they have one of these, the bags up there. And Checkmate, Drat Packs, that was a big one. Airborne, Grocery Store, Twilight,
Airborne, that was another classic.
Super T. I'm looking for Twilight Zone. And they started with the bag in a bag,
Yeah.
so people weren't
Double bag.
double bagging.
Double
Yeah.
seal.
That look like it got a little dope in there, Clayton.
It might be dead by now. Another pony pack.
Yeah. That's right there.
So they fold that up the paper, and you get the pony pack.
Cycle.
Johnny's little piece of paper folded up. And
Yeah, Pepsi. Look at a Pepsi in there.
strychnine. Oh,
Yeah.
I would take one of those.
Yeah, see Pepsi right here.
Right. Welcome back. So this is really classic Lower East Side history, and that's what we're into saving. But saving one of the big ones for last. How about? Tell me what this one says.
Let me see. He said, "Oh, toilet.
Toilet.
That's the best one.
There you go.
That was the best one because it showed the toilet."
Yes. You know, Bourdain, the guy that did Parts Unknown, and the chef and all of that, he did, I was part of his last show in the series, Lower East Side cooking show, Parts
Right.
Unknown.
Hold on. You did a cooking show?
He did.
Oh.
And so he came to me because when he was doing drugs, all of a sudden he bought this bag and it said toilet. And he's thinking, why would I put toilet into my arm? I mean, it's got to be crazy. And then he was riding uptown in the cab, and there was 5 people. And he remember hearing this story that 4 out of 5 people that are involved in the drug game are going to be dead. So he said that was it for him, and then he moved on. That's how I came with Bourdain. That was the toilet. So you see, that's enough for now, but
I definitely appreciate you bringing that up.
yeah, I thought it would bring back memories. I mean, that's the history of the Lower East Side. And like I say, it's like with the drug history, this is bigger than American Gangster. I mean, way bigger. But it's unknown. So it's really up to us to save that history. Another person down here, did you know MK? Did you ever run into him?
That's my boy. He's in the
Yeah, tell me
attic
about
right now.
MK. Do you want to say anything about him?
Did you ask him before that you were going to speak about him on this thing?
No, I sent him, he knows that I'm gathering history.
Okay.
And I got him on JPay.
Yeah.
So I'm sending him pictures and going back and forth. But when he was a kid, he had to go to juvie court.
Yeah.
So I went to court with him. There was him and Peachy.
Yeah.
So we went down there, across from 111 Center Street. You had that big, awful black building. It looked like something out of a Star Trek or something. It looked like a prison from the future. So I went into court with him, and the judge looks down and says, "What are you doing here?" And I said, "Well, they don't have anybody with them, and they're kids, they're juvies. I'm coming down here to support them." And she said, "Get out." And who was the judge?
Oh, Rough Wax?
Judge Judy.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
one
Judge.
that, the one that's on TV.
Yeah.
Oh, she was nasty.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah, she was not cool.
have no respect for her.
And what's the problem with kids that are in court not to have somebody, an adult there with them? Why did, what's that about?
Yeah, I know. But yeah, when me and MK go back a long time. When I was together in Windy recently, before I left, I was together in 2017. And then he ended up leaving, you know what I'm saying? But MK was a major force too down here. His wings were spread out, you know what I'm saying, in a lot of places. But I don't really want to go too much in depth with that because his case still,
Yeah, no, I'm just saying that he's like a known figure in jail.
Yeah, and
So
no figure out here.
A known figure out here. So one of the points that I'm getting to is that, like yourself, him, those people are like names in prison and other places, but yet nobody knows that history.
Yeah.
I mean, you were on Vlad TV and like that, so your history went out to millions of people, which is, so you're saving your history. We're more, this is more like a neighborhood thing.
Yeah.
But, if we don't save that history, nobody will.
Yeah, definitely. And hopefully that he'll be this case. He'll be out here and he could be sitting in this chair.
I would hope so.
You know what I'm saying?
I'd still like to talk to Peachy again because Peachy's around,
Yeah. I was trying to get him to come down today,
Yeah.
but he got caught up with some other thing. With him, you gotta you gotta snatch him and bring him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you
right.
can't wait for him to tell you I'm gonna come because it never works
All
out.
of a sudden, you'll show up at the window, tap, tap, tap,
Yeah.
tap. Yeah, right.
You know, but like I said, Peachy was MK was a force to be reckoned with down
Yeah.
here. You know what I'm saying? He got caught up in some real bullshit, but you know, allegedly, you know what I'm saying? But he definitely was a major force down here, and dudes love him
Yeah.
because he went when he was out here. He bailed his brother out from jail. His brother left me in Southport. You know what I'm saying? He got him out on appeal bond. You know what I'm saying? Got him out. You know what I'm saying? He used to go see major dudes in jail. You know what I'm saying? He went to see a bunch of people, and he looked out for me. I could name numerous occasions that he stuck his hand out to help me out, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I can never forget that. You know what I'm saying? He was a good dude and a real stand-up brother, and from the low.
Rod, another Lower East Side guy. So I'm trying to, I'm going to see if I can get him to write something.
Yeah, you should.
I'm definitely trying because he's definitely a serious person. As part of the neighborhood that needs to be remembered. You know, one of the greatest blessings in my life was the front door.
Yeah.
And I've taken probably 10,000 pictures in front of that door.
Yeah, I'm telling you, we got to go through the pictures one day. I keep
We
telling you.
do. I know. It's a lot. Yes, we do. I got to figure out a way to put them on the website so people can get feed off of them. But I kind of look at it as, because a lot of people that took pictures are people that were like also on the street because they were easy to do. And some of them were starting at the elementary school across the street, and now some of them have grandkids.
Mm-hmm.
So this is probably one of the largest, and most of the people were Puerto Rican and later Dominican. By the time you got into the 90s, you started getting more Dominicans and things.
Mm-hmm.
But it's probably the largest inner city collection of certainly Puerto Ricans of anywhere in America. And I look at it like you can think of it almost like John Gotti's neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
Like when they were like 10 years old or 12 years old or something, there they were then, and now they're like adults.
Mm-hmm.
And I look at them as kids, but actually they're like 46, it's like that. But there's a lot of love there because it was really about respect, kindness, and doing something for them. I was giving them fame, and they remember that. And actually, my front door book, some of those people now have gotten out after 25 years or whatever, and there's pictures back then that they're in that book. So the front door book is actually really important. But I really appreciate, meeting you and running into you and then introducing you to Cochise and like that. And Cochise was telling me how you got the name Blue Boy. Do you want to get into that?
Oh yeah, I really want to put that in the history with got the name from one of the members of the old clique, Keronunchakus.
Yeah, Kato Nucha. Old timer. You know what I'm saying? Because they used to have their club in Fish Street where the U was at.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's right by the school. That's
junior,
back then.
junior high school, the old junior high school 71.
Yeah, that's where they used to always be there. And I used to always be around there hanging out. My mom used to come. Get your ass upstairs, you know what I'm saying? But I used to look up to him, you know what I'm saying? Because he was a good dude. I already passed away years ago.
Yeah, a lot of them.
He OD'd supposedly, you know what I'm saying? But he was a good dude, and I never forgot. When you kids, right, when somebody do something for you, you always remember that. You know what I'm saying? It's like something to stay in you, because somebody do something for you, you're like, oh shit, he fixed my bike. You know what I'm saying? And my mom liked that the bike was broken. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I'd be running around all night, you know what I'm saying, on the bike. And I was mad because my bike was messed up. And so he said, yo, bring the bike over here, I'm gonna fix it for you. So I brought it, he fixed it. You know what I'm saying?
Was that Cato?
Yeah, he was Cato.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He was Cato Lucha. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so everybody see me hanging out with me, got a little car. They see me be around them, so they start calling me, it's like a son. That's Blue Boy. You know what I'm saying? So then they just stuck. You know what I'm saying? So I kept the name, you know what I'm saying?
So we can say rest in peace, Blue, the original.
Excuse
Rest
me?
in peace, Blue.
Yeah, rest in peace, man. Always, man. He was a good dude. Like I said, I met so many great people in my life. And I'm fortunate even when I came home from prison there. I've been blessed with so many good people extending their hand or yo, you need this, or we got a job for you over here. Get your papers together. We hire you, and we want you over here. Talk to the kids, and that's my thing now. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to talk to the kids. I've been to the Crossroad.
Yeah.
I've been to a couple places. You know, like 3 or 4 places, and speak to the kids and try to show them. You know, listen, my man, I've done that. This is how it starts, because they prepare you for prison from juvenile. That don't teach you nothing, because when you go in there, you got to go through all that crazy stuff anyway. You got to fight, got to go through all that, and then from there, you feel I'm good now. It's a false hope. It don't teach you nothing, you know, unless you really want to learn and stay in school and things like that. And that's one of my points. What I be trying to explain to people. You got to go back to school. You know what I'm saying? School education is very important. Without school, you're gonna get right back to the streets. You know what I'm saying? And you know, if you're gonna go back to the street, then learn the law. You know what I'm saying? Learn what you're getting into, because at the end of the day, the lawyer not gonna care about you. All he's doing is trying to get a buck. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you got to learn the law. You got to learn what your next progress is gonna be, what you're gonna go through. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't learn it, they play you. You know what I'm saying? They'll send you away. And if you don't have no support, oh, you're really gone. You know what I'm saying? And then when you get in there, then that's when you find out who your real friends are.
Right.
Because some people forget about you. And like I told Clayton this a couple of days ago, I said, yo, I owe you. You know what I'm saying? Because you didn't have to come and see me. So I appreciated that. You know, a lot of people don't come and see dudes in prison.
No, yeah, you're right.
So it's appreciated. You gotta appreciate when somebody do something for you. A lot of dudes don't. You know what I'm saying? That's a sad thing. They always trying to see you, if they get over on you on this little coin right here, they think they scored. But they lost out because they never seen what's behind the coin.
Right, that's right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
But you know, it's hard now. Like, you know, they stopped a lot of art and music in schools. And like I say, if you look at most people, like if you took black people from, let's say, the 80s and back, and you took 100 famous ones, how many had a hard beginning? A lot of them would have had a hard beginning. So it was either something that brought them out, either church or school or Salvation Army. They learned how to play music somewhere, learned how to be an entertainer. And so once you started getting to Giuliani and Bloomberg, they started cutting art and music out of school. And if you look at this neighborhood now they've closed the East River Park. And nobody's thinking about that. But the thing of it is, there's nothing down here for kids. I mean, the boys' clubs are closed. The park where they used to play basketball and baseball and all that, that's closed down. You don't have art and music in school. So if they want crime, all these smart Bloomberg types and all of that, what they're doing is they're creating a crucible where crime's going to come out of, because there's nothing down here. And that's really a serious problem. And unless they start, building up the programs again. You know what I learned actually by taking the front door pictures really in the dope game and all the rest of it, what I really learned the most was that most of those people are good people. You know, you got 3% who are like really hardcore bad guys, and you have 10% who are like criminal types, but 90% of them are really just decent people that got caught up in the game. And when I look at all the white people that do drugs, and there's lots of them, and if you can go to Columbia and buy any drug, you can go to Yale and buy any drugs, the people in jail with drugs is basically black and Hispanic. And when, because I've documented so much down here, I know, I have a picture. And that, I know just so many, let's say, white people that do a lot of drugs. And if you're a junkie and you buy like a bundle or 2 bundles, then you're dealing with somebody else because you're comping for other people. So really, you're dealing drugs too. You're just the middle guy now. Those people don't go to jail. And it's really wrong about this whole drug thing. I mean, it's just really racist and wrong. And when Cuomo the Elder got into power, upstate New York was desperate. It was dying. So what did he do? They built a prison in just about every town that's upstate that there is. And so they came down here. This was a feeding place for prisons. Here, Harlem, parts of South Bronx, Brooklyn, and they filled up the jail with that. But if you really look at all the people that are involved in drugs, it's unequal. So that at some point needs to be addressed as well. And then I think also like there's the elders, the ones with the wisdom, and you're one of those people. And doing and looking at having you on this program, it's really a blessing. It's a double blessing. It's a message to kids that, 39 years is a long time. And out of that 39 years, the part that we didn't get into is that probably the most time in population you had was 2 years. Mm-hmm. So that's a lot of years by yourself. Mm-hmm. And the other thing is that the dark side of it. So just by talking and letting kids know is that, hey, it's just not all that glamorous stuff that's on TV. And so, you're a fountain of wisdom, and we're really blessed to have you on this show. And like I say, a big part of our game, Cochise and mine and Eddie and a lot of us now, our game is to save Lower East Side history because we don't have it. Mm-hmm. And so, it's been great for us to have you here, and it's been really important. Do you have anything else you want to ask?
I just want to thank you, Blue. I met a legend today, and I really mean that from the bottom of my heart, man. You're one of the strong ones, and you're one of those that are going to make a tremendous impact on the lives of young people. Mm-hmm. I can see that right now. I can say that by faith. I know it will happen.
Mm-hmm. I appreciate that.
You came from a dark place, and I look at your face. Your face is glowing, bro. There's a light in you. There's a light in you that's dying to express itself. Mm-hmm. You understand? And you're going to make an impact. What you suffered in the past is nothing compared to the glory that you're going to see now. Dios está contigo. God is with you, brother.
I appreciate that. Appreciate the kind words from both of y'all. And like I told Clayton, I ain't got no problem helping out in any way possible, to keep this alive. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate him giving me the opportunity to speak. And hopefully somebody learns something from this.
Well, hold your tongue for a minute because we're going to end this.
Uh-oh.
When we end the show, I like to end on a happy note. And the only thing I know is one line of the song. So we all sing Happy Trails.
Oh, happy trail it is.
Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you until we meet again. Okay, from this time until next time, people, I'm really proud to have and happy to have Blue Boy here, Cochise here, and thank you very much. And we're keeping the Lower East Side alive. Thank you.